The Republican Party's last remaining amazing candidate, Lincoln, has officially been outed as gay. I don't know how to react. You don't know how to react. We're all freaking out. New Abraham Lincoln documentary suggests ex-president had secret gay sex life. Look, I'm a historian. Is this the historians Joe Biden always talks about? Presidential historians say, I'm the greatest president ever created. And it goes on to say, an important missing piece of American history. Yeah. So I deep dived. Because I don't want to just take what these people, these psychopaths, are saying about my straight president who loved to go to the theater. Okay? No straight man would die in a theater during a play. That's gay. I went to my favorite source for all things, Wikipedia. The most credible source known to mankind. I've used it on all my papers. I cite it, and then my professors turn it back to me and say, Derek, that's not a real source. And I say, yeah, but my favorite streamer, Destiny, uses it. And we're big fans of Destiny. Okay, here we go. The sexuality of Abraham Lincoln has been a topic of has been the topic of historical speculation and research. Really? People are freaking out? People are wondering? You know, that whole Civil War thing and going around people and, you know, freeing slaves and all that bullcrap. What about who he's having sex with? That's what I want to know. It's like, who's this guy doing it with? I know he's married, but everyone had a side chick back then. Am I right? BKL says some people say Obama's gay. That'll never come out because he's good with his numbers. No such discussion has ever been documented or shortly after Lincoln's lifetime. However, in recent decades, because we're rewriting history. In recent decades, we've uncovered some things. On his last dying breath, he said, by the way, I'm gay. And then everyone clapped. Wow, so brave. Some writers have discussed purported evidence that he may have been a homosexual. Wow. He now just became the greatest president of all time, according to the left. Mainstream historians generally hold that Lincoln was heterosexual. Oh, well, mainstream. This is news stream. And this is the D stream. Willie says they have a problem with him being bi. No, this is a celebration. Noting that historical context explains away the supposed evidence and that he had romantic ties with women and he had 4 children and enduring marriage to a woman. Not according to this article, not according to this. Let's watch this together because we need to know. Is he one of them queers? And if he is, we're going to celebrate it. He just became better as a president in my eyes. He was average. Now he's well above average. Okay, here we go.
He is considered a sacred figure by both Republicans and Democrats.
He led the nation through its greatest crisis.
He's on our currency. We build monuments to him.
He's the greatest president the United States has ever had.
Today, the big question that people are asking is, was Abraham Lincoln gay?
That is the big question everybody's asking. In fact, when I was in 6th grade learning about Civil War, I was like, teach, was Abraham gay? Ain't no straight guy like going to theaters back in that day. That's for sure. He was one of them gays. I know it. Oh no, speaking of gay, my green screen is... we're good now. HVAC says, evidence found that he is a homosexual. That's true. Abe tried to keep it under his hat, says BCal. I like that one. That's why his hat was so high. All the rainbows coming out of his head. When I think of like historians, this is exactly who I assume is making up. No, sorry, not making up. Allegedly making up that that Lincoln was gay. Somebody with a scarf on. This woman. This is like you. This is like the grandma you bring to the to Thanksgiving, and you're like, Grandma, don't talk about the fact that Lincoln was gay, please, Grandma. Not this time. We don't want to get into it. You sound crazy. You sound like one of those QAnon people. Okay.
In the 19th century, for many men, their closest relationships were other men, and same for women.
Men would live with...
Oh my God. Turns out they're just brothers. There's no context to any of these pictures too. I love it. You know, it could be men just wrestling each other. They're like, oh, look, this looks gay.
with another man when they're single, and often did, and shared bed.
Wait. Doesn't this look like a older brother, younger brother thing?
Men would live with another man when they're single.
Look at this. His arm is on his shoulder and his hand is on his lap. Gay. They have to be gay. There's no other reason for men to do this kind of debauchery in front of a camera. God. Look at the way they're looking. Like what? All right, here we go.
Single, and often did, and shared beds.
Lincoln probably slept in the same bed with men more than he did with women.
One of the things that fascinates scholars is his bedding down with Joshua Speed for 4 years.
There is love between those two men.
When you put together all of the evidence, it's really startling.
Oh, yes, it is. When you put together all the evidence and when you're assuming that he's already gay and then you do a little confirmation bias, he's definitely gay. The guy was gay.
Lincoln has a type: dashing, daring.
We have this notion that if you have an attraction like that, boom, that's your orientation.
Sexuality through the mid-19th century was far more fluid.
But for someone who wanted a political career, it was mandatory that you have a wife.
Dear Speed, I shall be very lonesome without you. Yours forever.
Did they say sexuality back then was more fluid? Many have been reporting that the flag that we use today for the LGBTQ community was used back then. It was actually used in the Civil War battle. Okay. Willie says men were even very chummy back then, even kissed, but did not have sex. See? It's a holy kiss. It's in the Bible. Look it up.
Ever, Lincoln. Yours forever.
Wife.
Dear Speed, I shall be very lonesome without you. Yours forever.
I need to hear that sexuality part. I think this crazy lady with the hair, she was my favorite. Okay, where is she? Okay,
Forever,
here.
Lincoln.
What you have in the 19th century was very strict marriage culture. Get married, and then everything is possible.
Captain David Derrickson became friends with Lincoln while they were living here at the cottage.
There is a soldier here devoted to the president, and when Mrs. L is not home, sleeps with him. What stuff?
He was seen wearing the president's nightshirt.
If you want a smoking gun, here it is.
But then you see all these shifts to the end of the 19th century.
I don't know who that was, but I trust him.
See all these shifts to the end of the 19th.
Everyone knows that the 101st Bussy Brigade was General Bragg. That is true. God. Okay. I think everyone was gay back then. Every single person. 2024 was actually the straightest year ever in the record of humanity.
19th century.
HVAC says Lincoln wasn't gay on purpose. Yeah, exactly. Hey, we've all had seasons of our life that were a little different than other seasons. We've all had those moments, right? It's Brad Pitt. I mean, I'm not gay. Okay.
Sure.
Freud was devastating to sexuality, defining very rigid categories.
And they're saying if a man loves another man, it's unnatural.
Homosexuality is a mental illness.
It was not only wrong, it was punishable. If Lincoln were to look down today, he would see the United States at a particularly fragile moment.
I love when they take like old documentaries from like back then, and then they try to apply it to today. See, Republicans, see, Lincoln would have been very upset with you. He would have not been happy. Okay, Lincoln was gay. It's these Republicans that are just, I don't know what they're doing, but they hate the flag. I'm surprised they didn't just add in January 6th at some point. Just throwing it in there. It's like Lincoln might have been pretty excited about that, actually. All right, here we go.
He would see the United States at a particularly fragile moment.
History is so important because it allows us to understand who we were, who we might become.
Lincoln's legacy is the insistence.
That picture. He's just rolling his eyes. Everyone knows that anyone that has a picture like this is gay. Queen says, this is grasping at straws for the rainbow cult. Social norms were different. People were more friendly without homo stuff. That's where you're wrong. There have been reports of Lincoln transitioning. There's just reports. It's hearsay. I'm reading it in different sources. My historical sources are the real historical facts. My Lincoln walked around with like rolling his eyes and just doing this a lot. Let old Abe rest in peace. No. Not only do you dig up people, I love the left. Not only do you dig up people and talk about their like previous sins, you know, these great people. Turns out he said the N-word one time. You know, not only do you dig up these old people and just like start mocking them and hating on them, now you get to dig up old people and talk about how gay they were. Hey, Lincoln was my grandfather. He wasn't gay, right? He wasn't gay. Not my grandpa. I'm in the direct bloodline. You're giving freedom in a hot chip. Lincoln didn't burn down half the country to not have black gay discos in the sea, the shining sea. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know Lincoln been putting on some parties. You thought Bill Clinton was bad. Wait till you get to the Lincoln tapes of just men sleeping with other men in a very heterosexual way. Biden was live. Oh, just a second ago? Did I miss it? Probably. I'll look into it.
Legacy is the insistence on equality.
We have been in the house of power.
If you can accept a queer Lincoln, you can accept.
I love that, like, I also love, like, historian stuff like this, how they use, like, trans people. And just, like, you know, because this is an authoritative source. These people know. They get it. This is actually one of their heroes.
We have been in the house of power.
If you can accept a queer Lincoln, you can accept queer people overall.
He should inspire us to achieve a true democracy.
What? What was that? If you can accept a queer Lincoln, you can accept queer people. Doesn't matter what you actually do. You know, you can be a really bad person. You're just supposed to accept me. Hello. God, I just want to hear that one more time. That was ridiculous.
People overall.
Okay, wait. Okay.
You can accept queer people overall.
He should inspire us to achieve a true democracy for everyone.
I'm turned on. Donald Trump watching this documentary, he's like,
I'm gonna come.
okay. Was Abraham Lincoln the original log cabin Republican? Do you guys think he's gay? Get in the chat. I love reenactments. It's like, I wonder if this person right here is like, I can't believe I'm shaming him like this. I'm making it all look stuff. The movie delves into the history of human sexuality and fluidity and focuses on the profound differences between sexual mores in the 19th century. HVAC says, I no longer support democracy. Me neither. I'm over it. Enough with the FX sound. You can leave. I don't care. I can do my show however the frick I want to do my show. I appreciate your ridiculous comment. Now, bye. Mary Todd. What is Mary Todd thinking? I mean, Mary Todd may have been a dude. For all we know, look at this. In the new hit play by a trans person. Why? I just... Jeez. They probably found like one document and then they just wrote this entire piece. It was like, well, how can we be controversial? We can't just say people are gay anymore. No one cares. But we'll take away some of the pillars in the community. We will take those people away and we will get rid of them. And Lincoln was a pillar. And Republicans need to stop using him as a great Republican. And these people, I trust her. I trust her. I trust these. This is what a real historian looks like. She just graduated. I mean, is this... Okay. I'm just done with it. We don't believe it. Can't be true.